What's good, y'all? Welcome to day 1, weeks 3 and 4 of your Kinstretch program. Today is all about the hips, so we'll continue on our progress from the last couple weeks. Internal, external rotation, start with a little adduction. You'll see our pails and rails are gonna be max effort today, and then we'll have a little bit more volume for the next couple weeks as well, okay? So let's start with our neck cars. So we'll go 2 each way. So we'll slowly start to drive that neck down. Rotate towards one shoulder. You hit a stopping point, start to drive that gaze up toward the sky. Chin down toward the other shoulder. Back to that starting position. Once more here. Rotate. Drop that ear toward the back pocket as we come up. Ear towards that other back pocket. Back down to that starting position. Let's take it right back. Drag the chin the other way. Drop that ear toward the back pocket as we come up in our gaze. Back down to that starting position. Once more. Drop that ear. It's moving nice and slow, especially if these are your first cars today, where we don't want any pain during these. Okay, get our thoracic necks. Let's give yourself a big hug. 2 reps each way again. Let's start to fold down. Rotate. Let's drop that shoulder blade. Slowly come up to extension. Back down to that starting position. Once more, rotate. Drop the shoulder blade. Make sure the core is tight so nothing's bleeding to that low back. We want all upper back here. And then let's take it right back. Rotate. Drop the shoulder blade. Good extension. Do your best to keep that chin in line with the chest the whole time doing these. Drop. Up. Rotate to the back. All the way back to that starting position. Perfect. So let's get a couple spinal segmentation in. We're gonna go 3 each. So stack those wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And we're gonna start at the lumbar. So we'll slowly moving into extension, 1 vertebra at a time. Head comes up last. Start back at the low back. Big exhale, flex, push everything away. And then back at that lumbar. Slowly going into extension. Just take your time here. Squeeze those hands and knees close to each other as the head comes up. Start to flex that low back. Big exhale. When you get to your in range, drop the head. Push everything away. 1 more here. Slowly coming down to extension. Once more. Squeeze those hands and knees. And then back at that low back. Slowly exhale. And push everything away. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna get these hips in. So if you have your blocks, we're gonna use 1 in this side lying position. So bottom hand pulling. Top hand punching. We have 3 hip cars. Then we're going to go through some hip axials. So squeeze that ball behind that knee in the top leg as we come up toward the chest. Whole leg goes back toward the wall behind you. Let the knee drop as we rotate. And then a little kick back. Bring that knee back up. Slowly drive back to your starting position. 2 more. Up, back. Sure that you're keeping that tension through the core so nothing's bleeding through that low back here. We want all hip, straight back, up. Slowly rotate all the way back through. Once more. Rotate. Don't rush through these. Just moving at your max safest range of motion here. especially if these are your first cars of the day. Perfect. Okay, we have 4 hip axials. So let's bring that knee up, back. Make your fist with the top hand. You're gonna drive that fist against your quad. Keep the hip there as we internally rotate back as much as you can, and then externally rotate forward. 3 more, rotate back. Each time, trying to get a little bit more range of motion. Come forward. 2 more, straight back, straight forward. Last one, straight back, and straight forward. Perfect. One side down, let's switch it up. Okay, so again, bottom hand pulling, top hand punching. Squeeze that ball through that top leg. And let's slowly start to bring that knee up toward the chest. Whole leg goes back toward the wall behind you. Rotate, let the knee drop. Set it down for 1 second. Little baby kickback. We'll come up. Slowly start to drive that knee back toward the chest as the foot comes forward. Set it down. 2 more. Up, back. Note 1 mile per hour through all your cars. So we're just moving nice and slow. So we're really focusing on the joint here and not your muscle. We're really trying to get to that deepest tissue. So up, back, nice and slow, rotate. Don't rush through this part. And then straight back, up. Slowly rotate all the way back forward. Set it down. Okay, hip axials. So we're gonna come up, back, make that fist with the top hand. Drive that quad against the fist. And we're gonna rotate that foot back as much as we can, internal rotation, and then forward, external rotation. 3 more, straight back, straight forward. Last 2, straight back. Again, each time trying to get a little bit more range of motion, straight forward. Last one, straight back and straight forward. Perfect. Okay, warm-up car's done. We're gonna start in our first base position, which is bear sit. So if you remember where you were the last couple weeks, on the ground is gonna be the easiest. If you need some support, you can sit up on a block as well, okay? So the further your knees are up towards your chest, the more intense the stretch. And we're gonna be nice and upright here. We want 90 degrees to the best of your ability. We're gonna start with these pelvic scans. So we'll start to anteriorly tuck our pelvis. So think like the belly button is going down towards the ground, little extension of the low back. And then posterior, belt buckle up towards your chest. 3 more here, drop that pelvis, extension of the low back, down towards the ground in the belt buckle, and then up towards your chest, little flexion of the lumbar. 2 more, flex it down. And we're noting here where we feel a bigger stretch in our groin, pelvis up, little flexion of your low back. Now 1 more, drop that belt buckle down towards the ground. It's a very small movement here, and then straight up. And relax. Okay, so we got pails and rails. 2 sets, max effort here. Pails, we're trying to drive the knees up into our fist. Rails, we're thinking out and down, trying to get the knees closer to the ground, okay? So we'll hold each one for 10 seconds. So let's take a big breath in. Brace the core. And we'll slowly start to drive up into your hands with both knees at 20% max effort. Make sure the heels are heavy. Double your tension to 40. Whole body's driving harder, 60. Keep pushing, 80. Now max safest effort, hold, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, if you want to place your hands on the ground, let's go right to rails. So drive those heels down. 3, 2, 1. I'll try to rotate out and down and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, see if you can sink just a little bit deeper into your in range. So drive those knees a little bit closer to the ground. Take a couple recovery breaths here. Then we got one more at max effort. Then we got some lift-offs. So with that next breath, let's inhale, trap that air in the belly, and we'll slowly start to drive those knees up in our hands once more at 20% max effort. 40. Your whole body's ramped to 60. Harder, 80. Now max effort, hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, right to rails. 3, 2, 1. Try to rotate straight down and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. All right, so now we have some lift-offs. So these are brand new. So we're gonna try to just lift the foot up off the ground. We have 5 reps on each side. The more upright you are, the harder this is gonna be. The more back you are, the easier it's gonna be. So you're gonna drive the opposite foot of the one that you're lifting, and ideally you're gonna just bring the foot off the ground slightly, just like that, okay? So here we go. Whatever side you wanna start with, start to ramp tension through your body, drive the hands, the opposite ankle that you're not working on, keep that tension and lift and relax. 4 more. Ramp tension through the whole body, brace, lift, relax. 3 more. Good tension, drive, lift, relax. 2 more here. Good tension, brace, lift, relax. Last one. Tension, tension, lift, and relax. Okay, side 2 here. So let's re-get that tension. Brace the core, drive that opposite heel, rotate up and lift, relax. 4 more here. Good tension, ramp, lift, relax. Last 3. Tension, tension, lift, relax. Last 2 here. Brace that core, drive the hands, lift, relax. Last 1. Good tension through the whole body, drive, lift, and relax. Nice. So bear sit done. So now we're gonna transition to 90-90, where we're gonna work internal rotation, then external rotation. So back leg and then front leg, and then we'll switch. So remember, this is 90-90. If you do have trouble sitting up without your hands, use a block and just place it under that front hip. And we're gonna start on internal rotation here. Okay, so the front leg right now can just be chilling since we're not working on it. Back leg, we want as close to 90 degrees as we can get it. Okay, So we're gonna start with the kinetic stretch here. So if you wanna give yourself a big hug. And we're gonna do light. We're gonna start with the light rails contraction. So you wanna try to drive that leg back, try to rotate the foot off the ground. Keep that tension as we rotate the upper body towards the back foot. So I'm trying to lift my foot up right now. Front knee is very heavy. And now rotate that ankle and knee down into the ground. Slowly pull yourself back forward. 3 more. Try to rotate the foot off the ground using the hip. You're nice and active as we rotate back towards the foot. And now rotate that ankle nice and heavy into the ground. Pales contraction. Pull yourself back forward. 2 more. Rails. Try to lift. Rotate the upper body towards the back foot. And now drive the ankle down into the ground. Pull your upper body back forward. Last one. Try to rotate that foot off the ground. Biggest rotation here. Drive yourself toward the back foot. And now drive the ankle down into the ground. Slowly pull yourself back forward. Perfect. Okay, so now we have our max effort isometrics. So if you do need your extra blocks here, grab them just for a little bit more stability. So we're gonna go 2 sets, pails, driving down into the ground. Rails, you're trying to rotate the foot up off the ground using that hip. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a big breath in, brace the core, and we're gonna slowly start to rotate that knee, ankle down into the ground at 20% max effort. Double that tension, 40. Your whole body's driving down now at 60. Keep pushing harder, 80. Now here we go, max effort, hold, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, now if you want to sit back a tiny bit for rails, let's go 3, 2, 1. Now you're trying to rotate the foot off the ground and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. So just remember, if you did cramp on your rails contraction, just try to tone it down just a little bit. Okay, so we are trying to do close to max effort, but ideally I don't want you cramping on that rails contraction. Okay, so let's take our couple recovery breaths here. We're gonna go 1 more set like that, then we're gonna get a little active. All right, so here we go. Let's take a big breath in, brace the core, and we'll start to rotate that knee, ankle down into the ground, 20% max effort. Double that up, 40. Your whole body's pushing down now at 60, 80. Max safest effort, hold, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, little hinge back, right to rails, 3, 2, 1. I'll try to rotate, scoop the foot off the ground and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Nice. Okay, so we got a little series of liftoffs. Knee first, ankle second. Our last set of our ankle liftoffs. We're gonna do a 10-second hold. Then we'll transition our focus to the front leg. Okay, so we're nice and upright here. Super heavy in that back ankle. Keep that torso forward. And we're gonna drive that back ankle. The knee's gonna come up and out. We're reaching for as much as we can here. And slowly control it down. 4 more like that. Good tension through the whole body. Reach, reach. We're super duper active here. Control it down. You don't want to go to a point where you feel it in your medial side of your knee. So if you do, just do a little bit less. 3 more. Reach up, out. You're fighting for as much range of motion as we can here at the top. Control it down. 2 more. Good tension. Reach, reach as much as we can. We're fighting at the top. Control. Last one. Good tension. Straight up. Reach, reach. Biggest one here. And control it down. Okay, now you want to hinge a little bit forward to actually give yourself some space to lift that back foot off the ground. So ideally, it should be maximum 1-inch lift. Okay, so it should be really hard to actually rotate that foot off the ground. Try to keep this soft so you're not trying to flex the foot. You're rotating through the hip. Okay, so again, 5 reps. Last one, 10-second hold. So let's get good tension through the whole body. Scoop that leg back. Foot should come up slightly and hold and relax. 4 more. Good tension. Rotate, lift. Again, we're nice and active, trying to fight for as much as we can here. Control. 3 more. Good tension. Drive that front knee super heavy. Rotate, lift. Fighting for as much range of motion as we can. Control. Last 2. Good tension through the whole body. Rotate, lift. Fight for as much as we can here. Control. Okay, don't lose the tension. We're holding this for 10 seconds. So big breath, brace, rotate, lift, and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Nice. So rear leg done. We're going to transition to the front. So I'm going to just turn this way so y'all can kind of see this a little better. Okay, so now the back leg can be chilling. Front leg, we want as close to 90 degrees as we can get it. So we're going to start again with a kinetic stretch here. So if you want to start upright, you're going to try to start to lift that foot off the ground. So rails contraction. Keep the tension, and we're going to hinge forward as much as we can. And then drive that knee and ankle down. Push the ground away from you as you pull yourself back up. Now to make this a little harder, if you want to, you can take the hands off the ground. But if you feel good here, just keep it there. Okay, 3 more. Try to lift the foot up. Hinge. Each time I'm trying to get a little bit more range of motion. I'm trying to lift that leg up off the ground using these muscles. And now drive that ankle and knee down. Push the ground away from you. Pull yourself back up. 2 more. Try to rotate the foot off the ground. Try to lift as we hinge forward, keeping the chest big. Push the ground away from you. Drive all the way back up. Last one, try to lift. Biggest hinge of the day. And then push the ground away. Drive yourself back up. Perfect. Okay, tails and rails, 2 sets. Driving down, pushing the ground away from you, pails. Try to lift that foot up off the ground. If you need a little feedback from the hand, that can definitely help for rails. All right, so here we go. So find your in range. So you're gonna hinge forward until you get that stretch in the outside of the glute. This is where we're gonna do our isometrics. So let's take a big breath in. Once you find that hinge, and we'll slowly start to ramp, pails, pushing the knee down, ankle down, the ground away from you, 20% max effort. Double that tension, 40. Your whole body's driving harder now, 60. Keep pushing, 80. Now max safest effort, hold, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, if you need a little feedback, put that hand on top of the ankle. Rails in 3, 2, 1. Try to scoop the foot up into the hand and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, see if we can sink a little deeper into that in range as we take a couple recovery breaths. And then we got one more set, and then we get a little active. Okay, here we go. So let's take a big breath in, trap that air in the belly, and let's slowly start to drive that knee and ankle down once more. 20% max effort. 40. Whole body's ramped. 60. Keep pushing harder. 80. Now max safest effort. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, right to rails. 3, 2, 1. Try to scoop that foot up into the hand and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Nice. Okay, one set of liftoffs on this side. Last one again, 10-second hold. So we're trying to lift just the foot up. So if you want to hinge back a little or hinge to the side a little bit, it should give you a little space to lift. Again, it should be about 1 inch. If that's too hard, you can go out more here. You can even lay to your side if that helps. And if that's not enough, post the back leg up, and that should give you a bit more space to move as well. Okay, so we're gonna get to a spot, again, where you have about 1 inch to scoop that foot up. Ideally, this whole leg stays on the ground the whole time. Okay, let's start with our 5 lifts. So let's take a big breath in. The rest of your body's driving really hard into the ground, and we're gonna scoop the foot up and hold. Control it down. 4 more here. Good tension. Scoop, lift. Control it down. 3 more. Good tension. Scoop, lift. Control. Last 2. Then we're holding. Good tension, lift. You're nice and active, fighting for as much range of motion as we can. Control. Okay, don't lose the tension here. Big breath, rotate, lift, and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Nice. So we got one side done. Let's transition to the other side, 90-90. Okay, so you'll see one side might feel a little different than the other, which is just fine. So again, if you need a little support from your block, just sit up on it. I'll use that. And then keep these other 2 handy for when we do our isometrics if you need them. Okay, so front leg can be chilling. Back leg as close to 90 degrees as we can get it. And we're gonna start, we're gonna give ourselves a big hug. Start with these kinetic stretch. So we're gonna initiate our rails contraction. So we're gonna try to rotate the foot off the ground. Keep that tension as you rotate the upper body towards the back foot. And now rotate that ankle into the ground, nice and steady. Pull yourself back forward. 3 more. Try to rotate the foot off the ground so the front knee is super heavy. Pull your upper body towards the back foot. And then drive that ankle into the ground. Rotate yourself back forward. 2 more. Try to rotate that foot off the ground. A little crampiness in the outside of the hip here. Pull yourself back. You're trying to get a little bit more range of motion with every rep. and then drive that ankle down into the ground. The knee's also a little heavy. Pull yourself back forward. Last one, try to rotate that foot off the ground. Rails contraction, biggest rotation in the upper body. And now rotate down into the ground with the ankle. Pull yourself back forward. Perfect. Okay, tails and rails here. 2 sets, max safest effort. Okay, so we're gonna start nice and upright. So let's take a big breath in. Trap that air in the belly. And we're gonna start to rotate that knee, ankle, down into the ground, 20% max effort. Double how hard you're pushing right now, 40. Your whole body's driving down, 60. Keep pushing harder, 80. Now max safest effort, hold, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly relax. Okay, little baby hinge back, right to rails, 3, 2, 1. I'll try to scoop that foot up off the ground and hold, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly relax. Okay, give me a couple recovery breaths here. We got one more, then we get a little active. All right, so here we go. Next inhale. Trap that air in the belly, and let's slowly start to drive pails once more. So knee and ankle down into the ground, 20% max effort. 40. Whole body's driving down at 60. Keep pushing, 80. Now here we go, max safest effort, hold, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly relax. Okay, right to rails, 3, 2, 1. Try to scoop the foot off the ground using that hip for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly relax. Nice. Okay, lift off series. Knee first, then our ankle. Ankle, we got 10-second hold at the end. So we're nice and upright. Start to drive that back ankle super hard into the ground. We're thinking out and up in the knee, and we're reaching for as much range of motion as we can, fighting at the top, nice and active, and control it down. 4 more. Good tension. Reach, reach. Really nice and active at the top, fighting for as much as we can. Control it down. 3 more. Good tension through that back foot, ankle, reach, reach. That front leg is also really driving into the ground. Try to disassociate those hips as best we can. Control it down. 2 more. Good tension. Super heavy in that back foot. Out and up. Fighting at the top. Keep reaching. Keep reaching. Control. Last one here. Biggest one. Good tension. Reach. Reach. Biggest one of the day. Fight for as much as we can. And control. Nice. Okay, so a little hinge forward now. Give yourself a little space to actually lift that foot up off the ground. Okay. Again, about max 1 inch ideally. So the more upright you are, the harder. The more hinge forward, the easier. Okay. So here we go. 5 reps, good tension through the core. Scoop that leg back, rotate the foot up, hold, and relax. 4 more like that. Good tension, brace that core, rotate, lift, fighting for as much range of motion as we can at the top. Control it down. Super important to control that eccentric down on every rep. 3 more. Good tension. Scoop that foot up. Fight for as much as we can, driving that front knee super heavy into the ground. Control. Last 2. Good tension. Slide that leg back, scoop the foot up, rotate, rotate. Control. Okay, last one here. We're fighting for as much range of motion as we can for this whole 10 seconds. So get that tension, brace the core, rotate back, lift and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly relax. Perfect. Okay, last little series. Then we're gonna end with some cars here. So we're gonna go external rotation of that same leg that's in the front. So now the back leg can be chilling. Front leg is close to 90 degrees as you can get it. Okay, so start with these kinetic stretches. So initiate our rails contraction. So we're trying to lift that foot up off the ground, trying to scoop it up using these inner thigh muscles. Keep that tension as we hinge forward as much as you can. And then drive that knee and ankle down, push yourself away as you pull yourself back up. 3 more like that. Try to scoop the foot up, hinge, hinge. You're really fighting for as much as you can into that hinge. And now push the ground away with that knee and ankle. Drive yourself back up using those glutes. 2 more. Try to scoop, hinge, keeping the chest big. Drive that ground away with the knee and ankle. Push yourself back up. Last one, straight up, scoop, scoop. Biggest hinge of the day here. And then drive that knee and ankle down into the ground. Pull yourself back up. Nice. Okay, pails and rails. So let's find our in range. So we're gonna hinge forward as much as you can until we get a stretch in the outside of that glute. Okay, so pails, driving down, pushing the ground away through the knee and ankle. Rails, you want to give yourself a little feedback, trying to scoop the foot up using these inner thigh muscles. Okay, so we got max effort here. So let's take a big breath in, brace the core, and let's slowly start to drive that knee and ankle down, push the ground away, 20% max effort. Double that tension, 40. Your whole body's pushing now, 60%. Harder, 80. Here we go, max effort, hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, rails. 3, 2, 1. Try to scoop that foot up into that hand and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. See if we can sink a little bit deeper into our in range here. Get a little deeper in that stretch if you can. Couple recovery breaths. 1 more here, then we get a little active. So here we go. Big breath in. Brace the core. And let's start to drive that knee and ankle down. Push the ground away from you once more at 20% max effort. 40. Your whole body's driving now. 60. Harder. 80. Now max effort. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Okay, rails. 3, 2, 1. Try to scoop that foot up into that hand. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Perfect. Okay, get these lift-offs. So again, you want to find a place where you can just rotate that foot up about 1 inch off the ground without flexing the lower leg. So we're trying to rotate that hip up, keeping this outside part glued. All right. So here we go. Find your good spot. And let's take a big breath in. Brace up. Scoop the foot up. Hold. And control it down slow. 4 more. Good tension through the whole body. Scoop that foot up. You're nice and active, fighting for as much as you can. Control it down. 3 more. Good tension. Scoop, scoop. Control. 2 more. Then we're holding. Good tension. Scoop. Really fighting for as much as you can, using these inner thigh muscles. Control. Okay, here we go. Last one. 10 seconds. Good tension. Rotate, lift, and hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly relax. Nice. All right, so we just got 3 finishing cars here on each side. We'll be back in that side lying position. So the same place we started. If you want to grab your block. They should feel quite a bit different than these first ones we did. So really reach for that max safest range of motion. We're going to punch with or pull with the bottom, punch with the top, squeeze that ball. And we'll slowly start to bring the knee up. Whole leg back. Rotate. And then straight back up. Start to drive that knee back through toward the chest. Foot comes forward. 2 more. Just take your time here. Rotate. Really don't rush through these. Should feel quite a bit smoother. All the way back through. Last one here. Rotate. Keep that tension through the core. So nothing, again, is bleeding to that low back. All the way back through. Nice. Switch it up. Okay. Pull, punch, squeeze that ball. And we'll move through our last 3 cars here. Start to bring that knee up. Whole leg back. Rotate. Straight back, up, slowly control it through, back to the front. 2 more. Rotate. Again, 1 mile an hour here, nice and smooth. We're just moving again through what feels good. Not trying to push through any pain points here. Hopefully you have a bit more range of motion than those first cars we did at the beginning. Last one, rotate. And then straight back, up, all the way back through. Nice. That's a wrap, y'all. Appreciate it.